There's a lot of things that need to be done, right?
Yeah.
But what does that look like?
2 words, or I don't know if this is 1 word. I don't want to give a Charles Barkley soundbite here.
You are listening to the East Texas Banner right here at EastTexasBanner.com. We've got Coach Foreman sitting down with us again. Coach, you guys have you got a parent-teacher meeting coming up.
We do. We on the 23rd, which is next Thursday at 6 o'clock in the auditorium.
Okay.
A lot of stuff to discuss. There's been some UIL adjustments because I had parent meetings in the spring, try to get ahead of things. And, you know, I don't like telling a group of parents and student athletes something and it not be the case.
Sure.
And so, but in this instance, it has to change because the rules change. So we're going to address some of that, address some important dates that we have coming up. And, you know, just clarify everything, Q&A, all that stuff. We'll be in there until I'll stay as long as they want to stay. So, but that's important. If we get now, this parent meeting is going to be this will be football only.
Okay.
So but it's 7th grade through 12th grade. Okay. So if your son is going to be in the 7th grade next year, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and he's planning on playing football, you know, try to be at that meeting. Again, it's at the high school auditorium. At 6 p.m. on Thursday, July 23rd.
So going back to what you stated there about UIL making some changes, you know, with these changes coming in, how does a young person get ready or become eligible for August? Because, you know, there's a lot of things that need to be done, right?
Yeah.
But what does that look like?
So 2 words, or I don't know if this is 1 word. I don't want to give a Charles Barkley soundbite here, but rank 1, okay? Rank 1. Right. Rank 1 is a term that the parents and the student athletes need to get familiar with because it's what the UIL is kind of moving to, and that's our district adopted it this past spring. Okay. We've had a lot of kids sign up for rank 1, but that technology tool allows you to allows us to monitor the current status of your physical. Any type of injuries you may have, all of your UIL online paperwork that's filled out, anything we wanted to interject and put in there, you know, it'll also have, once we get cranked up here, it'll have all of our rosters will be in rank 1, all of the schedules. So if there's a schedule change, parent can just go check rank 1. Now, clearly, it'll be on the Jasper, you know, website, and, you know, we'll put it out there if we have a schedule change because of weather, practice change because of weather. But not only that, now what the UIL has done is they've made, there's a form that's been around forever. It's called a PAPF, a previous participation form. Every student athlete has to go into rank 1, and they have to, there's 1 question it asks at the top. Have you attended another school in the last 12 months? If the answer to that question is no, just click no and it clears you. The problem is some people are not reading it all the way through and they're clicking yes, and it's making them go through. Now, if you click yes, you got to go through the whole process. and that's sometimes can be a lengthy process. So, you know, but you cannot be cleared fully until that you're cleared in rank 1. It'll show that you're green in rank 1 when you're cleared. It'll show that you're pink if you're not. And I think right now we've got maybe 10 to 12 people that are green. Everybody else is pink. And so we have a lot of kids that are not still registered in rank 1. We try to do it in the spring. We try to do it at the beginning of the summer. It's just, it was a transition time. Yeah. Coaches were coming and going. I was just getting here, and the trainer is gone since, and so it's just been a lot. But that's something we'll talk about in depth, and we'll have it set up at the parent meeting where, you know, we'll be able to get you into rank 1 if you're not in there. So, you know, but if for any parent that has a student athlete that's going to the 7th, 9th, or 11th grade, or coming off a major injury, there needs to be a physical form, you know, right? Physical needs to be done like ASAP. That needs to be done ASAP.
No doubt. So this is kind of a database for you guys.
Oh, it's the biggest database, you know, and it allows the UIL to track things and allows us to track things. It's a good technology tool, and I'm not a technology person, but you know, if I can use it, pretty much, you know, anybody can use it, you know.
So I hear reps being hollowed out here in the weight room. So it's sweat and weights being pushed right now.
Yeah, it is. That's our 7th and 8th graders, young men. Our young ladies are working out up in the gym area.
Okay.
And so we've been sharing the weight facility for the last week. And so the ladies have been getting in here, and then the guys have been getting here. And it's just, we probably could put everybody in there together. With some groups, you don't want to, probably do that. But you could if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But
it's not for a lack of room.
Oh, yeah. I have all the confidence in the world that most of our male athletes, which is a good amount of kids, we could have 100 kids in that room if we organize it correctly and rotate safely and get a lot of work done. That's how big it is.
Yeah.
It's the biggest weight room I've ever, since I've been a head football coach, that I've been over. And so, like I said, it has helped so much because for whatever reason in Jasper, USA, it just rains every day, I guess. I don't know. I arrived on a tropical island. I didn't know it when I got here.
Sure.
I should have brought more mud boots.
Yeah.
But, I'm a white tennis shoe wearing guy. And my poor wife was trying to clean my shoes. She goes, baby, this is, I'm struggling right here. And so
this is some of that red mud.
I'm going to have to get away from white shoes and start wearing black shoes or something, darker color. But, yeah, exactly. But, no, it just keeps raining. I don't know what the situation. We get to practice wet ball drill like every day, But,
yeah, y'all going to be ready.
Yeah, exactly. I know it's going to happen. We're going to get to like August the 3rd. It's not going to rain a drop until like March, you know. And so, but I was looking at the weather next week. It's supposed to be like upper 90s, smoking hot.
Mm-hmm.
But it has rained what has to be close to a record since I got here in April. It has to be a record.
Yeah, it's definitely these little afternoon showers or morning showers. I'm depending on how people look at flat Earth versus round Earth and global warming, I don't know. It's raining over here.
Well, I can tell you, the rain the other day, we were going defense for about 59 minutes and 59 seconds, and the rain was coming straight down. I'm talking about just straight down, for about 45 minutes, and it was brutal.
Yeah.
But it's just the kids are used to it now.
Some of the lightning storms.
Yeah, we've lifted in the rain, and now we practiced in the rain. But it's been the gym or the weight room addition has been outstanding. Yeah. But and then our numbers are continuing. It's hit and miss in July, but we've had some days where we've had some good numbers. We've been up to 180. Yeah. I think 2 days ago we were up to 180. Good number. Now this weekend we will have the ladies have their coaching school starting this evening, and then the guys have their coaching school next Sunday and Monday. So one thing that is going to be different, and we're putting this out there with the kids, is we will have one workout section for the guys on Monday and Tuesday of next week, and that'll be 11 o'clock in the morning, okay? So instead of there being at 8 o'clock for the junior high kids and at 10 o'clock for the older kids, there'll just be one session at 11 a.m., and that's kind of how we'll work them out because we'll be short on coaches. But I've been pleased. Now there's some kids that didn't take advantage of the summertime, and they'll suffer through August because it's going to be a suffer. Hopefully they make it.
Yeah.
But, because we don't want kids to quit because they're not in condition.
Sure.
But it'd take them a little longer to get in condition if they hadn't been here.
No doubt. Let's talk about staffing for a few minutes. Obviously, everybody knows, some of the coaches that you referenced last week. But some of the other coaches that have come in, some of the other staff that's come in, what are some of the names that's kind of coming to mind for you?
Yeah, well, so let's talk about head coaches first. I know I've talked about Clayton Ellert. He's our baseball coach.
Right.
But the softball coach, Reagan Malvo. Reagan is she played collegiate softball. She was a student athlete when I was the athletic coordinator, head football coach at Beaumont Central High School. We hired her away from Beaumont United. She was the first assistant. She teaches science, I believe. I believe she teaches science. Very intelligent young lady. She will do an outstanding job. Her and her assistant, Carly Manny, we hired her away from Angelo State. They have a really good staff. They have a really good staff in my opinion, and they're going to do a really, really good job with our softball program. Moving into girls track, Diamond Judge. I think maybe I've talked about her, maybe not. She ran collegiate track. We hired her away from West Orange Start. She's actually going to be our high school girls coordinator as well. But she's got that track experience as an athlete and has done a really good job of motivating kids and helping get the numbers up in the program that she's been in. And so that's what we're looking for here. Our girls track program right now, we've got some special females that run track. And, now we're all going to do kind of track collectively with a lot of coaches. There'll probably be 12 track coaches at least. I'll be one of them. But she is going to do a really, really good job with that program. A lot of, she's got some good assistant coaches, and we're excited about that. Volleyball, we promoted from within. Our girls junior high coordinator, Joy Hildebrandt, she has experience. She's got over, I think, 7 or 8 years of head volleyball experience at the high school level. Right. That's the program that program has been down. It's been down for about 3 or 4 years, and looking for good things out of them. Not a whole lot of returning young ladies. I'm interested to see what they look like because Miss Joy, she don't play around. She's to the point. Gets to business, and she gets a lot out of those young ladies. I know she's done a really good job at our junior high with our junior high program, and so now I'm looking to see what can happen with our high school young ladies, and we're extremely excited about that. Also promoted from within with our boys soccer program, Rafi Maharez. He's a graduate of here. I think 2010 maybe is what he told me, but he was the first assistant coach Vaught. And, they made the postseason last year. Rafi did a good job running these practices in the after the postseason, in the off season. Kind of what I observed when I came here. Set him down, interviewed him twice, and he's knocking it out of the park. He's going to help us with our kicking game, special teams, and football with the older guys, and some of the junior high. And so I'm extremely excited about Rafi. I got a chance to meet his mom the other day. Yeah. She's an educator in Newton, I believe.
Nice.
And but she's a really, really good lady. And like I said, looking for good things, out of Roth. Tennis, we also promoted from within. Coach Hildebrandt, Joy will be the head tennis coach. So she'll do fall, she'll be volleyball, and then springtime she'll do tennis. She takes over for Coach Weller, who left. And again, she's got experience in the area. That's a program that we only had about 18, 20 kids the other day, trying to grow that program. The golf program, my father's going to be taking over that program. Dad, a lot of people don't know, he finished his male team at West Orange Stark in the 80s. I think it was 88 or 87. One year they finished state runner-up in 5A, and then the next year they finished third overall. And so He's got experience as a it's been a while since he swung the club a whole lot, but I think he'll get that thing, kind of rolling again.
Sure.
Let's see. I'm just trying to see. Junior high football. Let's talk about that for a little bit. Germany Lewis, he's an alumni of here, played here. He's been in the district. We promoted him to the junior high head football position. And I think that's a big deal because there's been a lot of turnover at that junior high. And that's going to be, for football, this is going to be one of the biggest, moves that we made to get some stability there. Germany will do a good job. There's a good staff there. Like I said, Coach Griffin's going to help out. Coach Mack's going to help out. Coach Mahar's is going to help out. Coach Jacobs, who is a former track athlete at Humble Summer Creek. I believe he ran collegiate track. He didn't have a whole lot of football knowledge prior to last year when Coach Crumedy got him involved with football. But, man, he's like a sponge. He's been around. He's been in all our meetings. He's been at every summer workout. I mean, he's done a really, really good job of learning, kind of the game. And I'm excited about that, that staff down there. Our boys and girls basketball coaches, that's Coach Brock on the girls' side, Coach Mack on the boys' side, they stayed the same. Coach Best is still going to be our soccer coach. We're excited about, her on the girls' side. And then you got Coach Madison Frazier. She's an addition. She's a former track athlete at Angelo State. She comes from West Texas, but she's been the girls' head track coach at Woodville. She's won a regional title, multiple district titles, and got a lot of girls at state. She's going to be one of those very important pieces to our girls' track program, but she's also the girls' head cross-country coach. And so that's a really, really big, addition because she's done a really, really good job in her career, to this point. And we're excited about getting her on board here. So
sure.
I know I'll probably miss some stuff. We can touch on it.
No doubt.
Time, but that's a good rundown on the coach staff. I did a podcast last week, and I told them what I'm about to tell you is, if you take out the three wise men, in this overall coaching staff, it's still a really good staff. I mean, it really, really is, because we've got a good mixture of young coaches, veteran coaches, and then some older, wiser coaches. And anytime you have that, and you have people that are excited and hungry and willing to learn and willing to put in the time, that spills over to the kids, and that's when you get things special that happen. And I do think this is a special time to be a Jasper Bulldogs student athlete, and in our coaching staff, on our campuses, as an educator, as an administrator. I think things are about to happen that are very special around here, because they've happened before. It's not like this is the first time, because we're about to win. But what does that look like? What does winning look like? But we're about to be the culture is changing, and it's changing daily. And you'll be able to see that on the field, on the court, on the grass, in a lot of different sports next year.
No doubt. The parent-teacher meeting, let's go back over that real quick.
Yeah. Okay, so just a reminder, next Thursday, the 23rd of July at 6 o'clock in the high school auditorium, it'll be a football parent meeting, 7 through 12. And then also next Monday, the 21st, and Tuesday, the 22nd, there'll be one boys workout time, one male athlete workout time, and that'll be 11 o'clock instead of the 7th and 8th grade at 8 o'clock and the older kids at 10 o'clock. So those are important dates and times to remember. I just wanted to reiterate that. But thank you all again. Jay's up, and go Dogs.